Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day. I've been off to a bit of a late start today. Whoops. I completely lost track of time. I thought I had plenty of time. But it snuck up on me. As it usually does, so whoops. That's okay. Everything is fine. There's really nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. So, yeah. I figured we could just keep jumping in on it. I am still where I logged off last time. With the wonderful, handsome kitty boy himself, Grahatia. What does he have to say for us here? Labyrinth of the Ancients. Sweet. Alright. Let's go ahead and jump in on it. Esteemed colleagues, the secrets of ancient Alag beckon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer. Adventurer, you and I will join the engineers at the Crystal Tower's main gateway, where we will endeavor to neutralize the structure's outer defenses. Rambros, meanwhile, will remain here and oversee the operation. Given my knowledge of Allagan history, it seems logical that I should lead the expedition itself, though I admit the role does not exactly befit my status as an observer. Still, we can but make use of the resources at hand. Assuming all are in agreement, let us proceed forthwith to the large, lopsided gate found to the southeast. Story time! Alright, lopsided gate? Where? Oh! We gotta go that way. Maybe. We shouldn't have any trouble. I hope. Excuse me. Excuse me, big boy. Of course, he wants a piece of me, but he's not gonna get me. Is that guy still chasing me? Oh, he reset. Good. Aw, someone just ran away. Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Sid, you are the only one of our number who has ever crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. I apologize for any of the fan noise in the background, if you can hear it, but it's really hot outside, and we have to keep almost every single fan running in the house, practically, to keep the house at a nice temperature, because if we don't, we're boiling in here by the end of the day. I say, the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Palpable. Lucky for us that it is. One might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yalms of the tower's inner reaches. Are you gonna throw the rock again? I bet he's gonna throw the rock again, isn't he? Nah, I'm just kidding. Grahatia is gonna shoot an arrow. Because why not? Let Grahatia have his due. No matter how swift they may be. Happily, Crystal Fangs took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous for anyone else to risk his life testing one. Quite right. I made the damn things. It's my job to see that they work. In other words, he's not going to let anybody else do it. Ooh! Damn! I think he broke it. Success! I, for one, am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. Yay! We'll break everything! Break all the things! Yay! One more break! One more break! There is no take it and spank it yet! None of that yet! Hello, Baron. How are you? Last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. Aw, they're so nice to let me try and break it. Boom! I don't know who Jesus is, but there will be some spank tank here pretty soon. Haha, we did it! So much for the outer defenses! Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have a proposal for the next stage of the expedition. Excuse me. Shouldn't be eating right now, but couldn't help it. I suggest we wait here while Heisenflay and a hand-picked party of her adventuring companions enter the tower. What? Without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of the place is this well defended, can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Heisenflay here fits the description better than anyone I know. And it is not as if we shall be idle in her absence. While Heisenflay and her companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can set about analyzing this rubble for evidence of how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavor, historian Grahatia. Is this the Crystal Tower thingy at the end of the base game? Yes, this is one of two of the Alliance... actually, no, or was this the only Alliance raid? Actually, I think this is the only Alliance raid that was introduced for the base Realm Reborn game. Yes, so this is the Crystal Tower quest chain. Right now, it is not required for the main story quest line, or connections to it or anything. But when 5.3 patch comes out, which I found out the date for it when they're going to release it, I'll talk about that in a minute. When 5.3 releases, the Crystal Tower raid will be required. The whole storyline will be required to do. And I am so glad they're doing that. Because I was one of the unfortunate people that played through the whole main story. I did not do any of the unlocks for any of the previous raids. I just did the whole balls to the wall as fast as I could, got through the story, because I wanted to hurry up and get to Shadowbringers as fast as possible and get through that story. So when a lot of certain juicy story elements when some of the juicy story elements started coming out in Shadowbringers, I was completely lost. So, yeah, I did not have the same reaction. I still had good reactions to everything, but I did not have the same reaction as to people who had played and done the Crystal Tower raid way back when or whenever. As if the end of it, Realm Reborn was as long as balls anyway, yeah. Well, they're fixing that too. They are taking out a decent percentage of quests in the post A Realm Reborn content, so that it's not as long. Now, granted, I don't know how much that's really going to entail, but it's definitely not going to be the 100 quest slog anymore. Of course, introducing certain key characters for the progressive story and certain dungeons they'll have to keep. But I have a feeling the quests they'll probably be removing are all of the unnecessary runaround jargon and whatnot, which will be good. And like I said, I'm glad they're making Crystal Tower required. So that way, anybody that is playing Final Fantasy XIV for the first time or is working through everything and hasn't gotten to Shadowbringers yet, when this comes out, they'll be, either they will, hopefully somebody will tell them, hey, you're going to have to go back to run Crystal Tower now because it's part of the whole end deal. So yeah. But knowing what I know now, I highly recommend running the Crystal Tower raid long before you touch Shadowbringers. Even if you finish all the way through Stormblood, go do Crystal Tower if you hadn't done it yet. Trust me, very important, good shit. They said cut out like 90. They're not going to cut out 90, unfortunately. There are at least still 30, probably 30 to 40 quests that are still important to do for the A Realm Reborn post stuff. But, jeez. You're funny. But anyway, so, oh gosh. Another note, I hate mosquitoes. I'm so tired of mosquitoes. Anyway. Anyway, I'll talk more about it because like I said, I just saw them update for 5.3 content and I skimmed through it and the little bit I saw of what it is. So the main story for Shadowbringers, just the main story for that, from what I understand, will be wrapped up in this next patch. So it's a big deal. Now, granted, they're bringing out a lot of other content, but this is going to be a big deal considering Shadowbringers' story will officially come to a close. So, yeah. Big deal. It's a big freaking deal. Yeah. But, I mean, obviously, yes, even though it's coming to an end, obviously it's probably going to be a lot of stuff set up for whatever they have planned after. Anyways, alright. Aw. Bah, do you ever tire of being right, old man? Hey, now. Sid's not that old. Okay, but maybe he is a little bit old. And Graha T is a young little shit right now. Heisenflake, as it seems, I won't be accompanying you. Allow me to at least provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of the Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you are reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post-haste. No matter what Master Garlon says. Though we would prefer it if any relics you encounter remain intact, you have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress to the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Heisenflake. Crystal Tower pretty! Labyrinth of the Ancients now accessible. Yay! The first one! Duties for Alliance. Yeah, so this basically gives the shebang of this is going to be a big fat raid. The biggest one. 24 man is the largest in Final Fantasy XIV content. And it's been that way ever since. So, alright. Here it is, right there. Alright, let's see if we get it right away. Well, maybe not right away. 9 minutes wait time isn't terrible. It's not the worst thing. That's okay. We need to... I don't know. It might take 9 minutes. It might take longer than 9 minutes. That's okay. We need to go do a few little things anyway. I got a bunch of quests that are essentially go talk to a bunch of people to get hard mode dungeons unlocked. We definitely want to do that because very important. The more variety you have in the dungeon pool to run roulettes and stuff, the better. Oh, anyway, so let me see if I can find it here. Okay, so I was looking at pictures for back up a little bit. I don't want that guy to aggro. So I was looking at the website, the main page for 5.3 is coming August 11th. Oh, I'm so excited. Everybody's been itching for this. Oh, as twilight shadows deepen, what manner of fate will the crystal's glow reveal? Oh, so good. It's so good. I'm excited. So there'll be a new dungeon. There will be a new trial, which is awesome. Trials being 8-mans. Really? I am busy. How dare you interrupt me? I think I'm gonna have to leave this area. Say, go away. You're not gonna kill me, bud. I'm quite a bit higher level than you. Go away. Yeah, that's what I thought. Bugger off. Leave me alone. Oh, whoops. Alright. So yeah, new dungeon, which is, of course, 4-man, new trial. I'm excited. Then there's going to be continuing story for Chronicles of a New Era. The Chronicles of a New Era being, it started with the last patch when they introduced the Ruby Weapon trial. So they're continuing on with it, and from what I gather of the picture I see here, it looks like there's going to be another weapon. And it looks blue, so I'm going to assume that's going to be a sapphire weapon. So that sounds awesome. And they also have a picture of some of the new gear I guess you can get from one of the dungeons. And I love it. Oh, does it harken onto so many good things. Let's see here. Also, they're bringing in a new Alliance raid. They are continuing the crossover of Nier Automata. There's going to be a new one called Yorha Dark Apocalypse. The Puppets Bunker is what the new one's going to be called. I love the Copy Factory. This is going to be awesome if they come up with another good one. It's so awesome. I'm so excited. But oh, for the love of all things mighty. By the 12, I'm going to freaking smack you. Get on it. I'm excited about Shadowlands. Yeah, there's a few things I've noticed about Shadowlands that looks pretty good, but honestly, I've been watching a lot of folks that have been playing the alpha and seeing all the new systems they're introducing, and I don't know how it's going to be. Supposedly they kept saying everything's supposed to be alt-friendly. I don't know how the hell they're going to make this alt-friendly. This so far from what I've seen with the new systems, they look neat and everything, but everything's turning into, here's a new class hall version of this, and here's a new garrison that we promise it'll be better. It's not going to be like Warlords where you're going to be trapping your garrison all the time. Okay, that's great. I hope not, because that was a nightmare. Yeah, the class hall stuff was great, but that was kind of a petty chore thing to do, and it made catch-up kind of hard to do. So yeah, having alts is kind of a pain in the ass. I'm like, ugh, how many more systems can they freaking introduce? It's almost like a new freaking, not enthused about no more emissary. Oh my gosh, I could care less about the emissary caches, honestly. But then again, I honestly don't play the game every day. It's like, too much rep grind. Get exalted, earn your shit, and call it a day. That way you can go play alts, because, it's like, why not? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I don't know. Everything that that I've seen so far is, yeah, it looks great. The new systems look really nice and all. But at what point does it turn into, you better make this your full-time job to play this game and everything, to see everything. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind. It's like, I hope it doesn't turn into that, because it's not fun. The game already kind of reeks of that a little bit sometimes. Alright, hang on a second. Okay, I can't do anything about that just yet. Alright. So, let's see here. This one is in La Nausea. Where's the closest one? Oh, Blood for Stone's pretty close. I think we can probably do that one. Yeah, that's in Korthus. Okay, that shouldn't be that bad. So yeah, let's go there. Okay. Let's go start unlocking dungeons. There won't be an endless grind for anima stuff. Well, that's great. There won't be an endless grind, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be a grind, which is going to be the upsetting part. People already were, I remember people already complaining, once it got to that point of, what was it first? It was artifact power, and then it turned into, whatever the latest one is. Is it artifact power? Is it still artifact power or something else? I can't remember. It's artifact power for BFA. I can't remember what the last one was for the, for Legion or something like that. Even if they take away the endless grind, like they cap it and say, you can't get any more, you've maxed out, this is the best you're going to be when it comes to the anima, that's great. Or anima, I should say, but that's great. But how long is it going to take for you to get there? That's the kicker. How much of there is that grind? There's always a grind that's endgame in an MMO. Well, I mean, yes and no. I guess it depends on, because I've played 2 other MMOs when it comes to that grind, then, oh, sweet! We didn't have to go to the next dungeon after all. I mean, it's like right there anyway, but still. I guess because I've gotten a little spoiled by Final Fantasy XIV where, the grind can be there if you want it to be. If you want to grind by getting all of the jobs max level, including the crafting gathering ones, that can be a grind. They do take some time. If you are very much wanting to farm and get that savage or that extreme dungeon down and do it constantly every week, that can feel like a grind too. But other than that, there's not really a grind. Not really. Also, this looks really fucking badass. This looks badass now. I can only imagine how people felt when they saw this first time when it was just a Realm Reborn. This is pretty awesome. Okay, what do we got here for tanks? Oh, of course. This will be exciting. Put my stance on. Let's go. Yay, I've got 2 scholars in my party. Yes. I feel spoiled. White mages are awesome and everything for having the big heals, but it's always nice when you have a scholar. The scholars just pretty much say, you know what, how about we just negate a ton of that damage? Instead of you just taking it outright. Let's just negate a bunch of that shit. Just prepping to do dungeons, do armor, whatever, the grind. ESO was the same. Well, to be fair though, I mean, I haven't really, the little bit that I have played for ESO, I haven't done like the trials. I've never done an actual, I guess what we call it the raid or whatever. Whoop, come here. So I don't know what it's like with the raids or whatever. Although the nice thing is you can really go crazy with crafting your own stuff. You can really collect the recipes if you want. Woo, don't stand in that. Woo, just barely missed that. That's hairy. I think the only time that this ever feels like a grind is when there's the new content, when they have like the latest currency that you're gonna need to get to upgrade your gear. Because of course they're gonna put a cap on it. They're not gonna say you can't get them all in 1 week. So this game basically the game is kind of like, no. You can't just become magically OP and everybody else just because of new content. So it basically kind of makes it to where like, it's, you can't make the new content obsolete within the first week or even the first few weeks because they put a cap on the new stuff. Oh, that was spicy. Oh dear. Alright, let's take this one out. No, wrong person. The thing. Kill the demons. Kill the demons. There we go. Also, when you're getting your token armor drops, if it's the new stuff, you can't if it's new or new content, you can't get. You can only get one from said raid per week. So basically, make it to where, like, you know, yeah, you can go buy other gear, but if you want the best gear out of the raids and stuff, you're gonna, you know, you'll have to, you know, run it once a week and come back later. Go do something else. You know, they're not gonna let you grind the hell out of everything and bang your head against the wall if you don't get what you want. Get it? Okay. To be fair, though, there's enough banging of your head against the wall when it comes to the savage content, or even extreme. My God, the hard shit for the dungeons and trials in this game, they are not playing around. Woo! Okay. You know what? I will let him have it. I'm okay with that. What are you doing? Don't pull. Whatever. I don't think you want to pull that. Oh, stop. Come here. Kill all the skeletons. Because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to kill all the skeletons. I don't know. This place is full of death. I don't like it. I don't even hardly have to do anything. Everybody's killing shit really fast. Oh, wow. That was terrifying. Well, I guess it's probably good that the one that has probably slightly better gear than me can pull all the things. I'm okay with that. Doing this as a tank is definitely different. One more time. Kill the bone dragon. Kill the bone dragon. Oh, that just leveled me, didn't it? That's awesome. Ah, that's funny. Well, at least I can get the next... Unfortunately, I can't do the next job quest because, that's for, Heaven's Word. Which I'm holding off, because I want to see what they do with the A Realm Reborn post content. I want to see it. Anyway, I am okay with there being a grind with MMO. I mean, how else are you going to keep playing the game if there's not a grind for something? My biggest concern is it still going to be fun 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, once the expansion is released? Is the content still going to be fun and engaging, whatever the grind may be? Because in like 3 months, 6 months, a year, or whatever, after that expansion comes out or whatever, if you're not having fun at all with it because it's stale as hell, or okay, I'm not ready, I'm not even to the area, would you just sim it down, please? Is it worth it at that point? Okay, you guys need to stay there. Aggro everything, please. Come on. Go. That's true. Yeah, that is true. I agree with the whole. I do agree with the rep thing or whatnot. It's just interesting because I'm like, compare. I always compare it to like, my earlier WoW days versus how WoW is with rep grind now. And I don't know. I guess I probably never noticed how long it probably took to kill the matchbot. I don't think so. Oh. I think I need to grab one. Come here. Okay, see this. Okay, I guess I don't grab that one. He's not the one I need. Oh well. This is different as a tank. I have no idea. Very, very different. Oh well. I guess to be fair though, I'm not doing this to be the best at tanking an old raid. I'm doing this for story. Uh-oh. Okay. I guess we're supposed to heal. Oh! Uh-oh. My phone just went off. I should probably fix that. Hopefully nobody's going to freak that I just went, stopped doing what I'm doing. Sorry, people! Okay, he's still involved. That's fine. Let's kill all these things. Come back here! Come back here! You ugly thing. Get over here. You started an EU account? Why would you do that? Why would you? Why? Hang on. Why would you torture yourself like that? See, I think that's what's different for me though, like, between WoW, ESO, Final Fantasy XIV. If you're a brand new player to playing any of the games, Elder Scrolls Online is probably the most friendly because you don't have to start in any specific area. Doesn't matter. You're gonna level about the same pace. Now, I mean, unless you get a bunch of scrolls and stuff to kind of help it go faster, that's fine. But otherwise, you're gonna get, good XP all around. You're gonna find the sky shards to help you get your skill points. It's all over the place. It doesn't matter. Pick a cardinal direction in the game and just go to town. And once you get to level 15, you can start working on champions points. That was when everybody's like, okay, now you might want to start thinking about what kind of build you want. Do you want to do more PvP? Do you want to be more PvE? And you focus more on your crafting and other things. WoW has a linear, you start at level 1 and they have like specific level 1 areas where you're supposed to be, and you can only progress so far. And then with Final Fantasy XIV is far more strict because it's a Final Fantasy game. There's a story. You have to follow the story when you're a brand new player. And anyone that has never played the Final Fantasy XIV game ever, and they see that lovely story skip on the Mog Station store and a level skip for whatever, I sit there and say, why would you shoot yourself in the foot? The whole point of a Final Fantasy game in the first place is the story. While a Realm Reborn content is a bit slow on the uptake, there is a ton of setup for the good shit that comes later. The real good shit. So, yes. I would say only buy the level skip if you are maybe starting over on a different server and you want to be with your friends or something. Only after you've done it already. So, either way. Oh, so you did the EU. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Oh, okay, so you have a stream of friends that are doing the EU. Okay. Yes, they are. Yes, but they're changing a Realm Reborn because that's where people get the slog. You are a different cookie, and I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where your brain is, but you're probably one of the very few people that got to Heaven's Word content and said you were bored. Everyone else I've heard said once they got to Heaven's Word and played the game from that point on, felt that the story got way better, and of course their classes and jobs got way better, and just everything got way better. And even the post quest stuff is not nearly as long. So that's why they're changing the A Realm Reborn, because they are getting rid of the stuff that is not necessary to enjoy the story and progress. Oh shit, get behind a rock! Get behind a frickin' rock! As somebody just told me, I got it. Okay, that on, get it. Okay, here we go. Come here. No, I want the... No, stop. Get off me. Please don't do that. Please. Thank you. Oh, you come here. Oh, behind a rock. Where's the rock? I'm trying to get behind a rock. I'm trying. It's hard. Get over here. Come here. I made that mistake many a time with my black mage. Not doing that shit again. Yeah, I know, and I'm glad that they're doing that now for a while. I'm glad they're basically... It's like they're basically recognizing, you know, hey, the old stuff is kind of not working anymore for people. Let's change the gears. Let's change the leveling process. Let's get people more set up and more prepared for endgame. And, you know, anyone who's a new player will feel more comfortable stepping into World of Warcraft. So, both Final Fantasy XIV and WoW dev people are taking an approach where, you know, they want to make it where it's more new player friendly and also more refreshing for, you know, old players too. Especially if you want to level a new character, which is awesome. I'm glad they're doing that. And I do look forward to seeing the new Exile Island. I do look forward to seeing how the new questing and everything with plastic. See, that's what I can't wait to actually get into. Is I don't look forward to the grind. I do not look forward to any of that old jargon because I worry that the grind and everything is going to be the same in World of Warcraft as it always has been. And to me, that's after a while, that's not fun anymore. Oh, it is ever changing the class balances a little bit, changing classes in general. Come back here, you piece of pizza. Get over here. That I look forward to. I cannot wait to actually sink my, you know, teeth into that. That sounds fun. And of course the new Covenant stuff. You know, I'm going to the wrong side. This is bad. I'm on the wrong side, but whatever. Everything's fine. I should not be on this side, but that's okay. That's the only downside of doing the alliance raids. I always get turned around. Sorry, people. I didn't mean to get turned around. Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Come on. Oh, never mind. Dark Knight got it first. Woo, don't stand in that. Whoop. Oh, get over here, over here. Run. Wait, is he doing it? Crap, get over, get in. Woo! You died. Nobody died! I have his undivided attention. Kill it, guys, kill it! There we go. Got it. Got it. There we go. All right. You call that a labyrinth? I think the big thing that I think about is as much as I'll get on WoW and say, oh, I can go do this or I can go do that, but I still feel like if you don't go do this, though, you can't progress to such and such or whatever. And that's how it's always been. It's like, ugh, how dare you make me feel like I have to do something? Ooh, pantalones. So what does this look like? Not bad. Maybe I'll take it. Read. Don't really need all this cool stuff. At this point, it's all... Oh, hang on. You. There we go. Oh, my exercise on the right's almost done. Good. more story time. This place is pretty. So cool. Hey guys, I cleared the path for you. Ho there, Hyacinth. What'd you call me, Sid? Sorry, bad joke. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. Aw, what a sweetie he is. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. Yeah. Think maybe they were compensating for something? Oh, sorry. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what of the tower's inner defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. Oh no. No, they got pissed when we got walked in here. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Philegion. Not Archeron. Is it Archeron? I think it's Archeron, pronounced Archeron. Philegathon. Sorry, Philegathon. There we go. He was a hero of the Allegan Revolution. Blech, can't even get his name straight. Blech. Archeron. Archeron. I like that. That makes way better sense. It's easier. Oh my gosh, there's a little town outpost or whatever in the game, and it's called Camp Blue Fog. But for the longest time, I read it as Bullfrog. So I kept accidentally calling it Camp Bullfrog. And I was like, no, it's not called that. I know that now, but I still do it anyway. Like, damn it. Oh, well. And you gleaned that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Weapon? He's got that big weapon. Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allegan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this! Wedge has got this look of, ooh. Oh. Well, there it is. Foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through the maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Poinarch's Find for the present, and there plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. All that beaten up shit, we gotta walk all the way back. Be right back, killing Mecha. Mecha? Mecha? I'm confused. Pretty entrance. Okay, anyways. Alright, let's see here. Alright, well, that's probably best we just hop on our trusty rusty chocobo. I need to start thinking about what color I'm going to change my chocobo. Whee! Whee! Go. Oh, whoop, whoop. Ah, dang it. I should have mapped it up first. Oh, well. Now let's hop on our mount. Get on out of here. Bye! Let's get on out of here. Let's go see where this will take us next time. More unlocks, of course. Alright, Grahatia, I'm back again. So good of you to join us, Heisenblade. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. Sweet! Thanks for the gill. I need it for teleporting all over the place. Nope, stop talking to Kitty. There we go. For prosperity! Woohoo! The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order! Rambrose will be presiding over the meeting. If you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Oh, I suppose. Welcome back, Heisenblade. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report, and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Sweet! I don't really need it. I'll take the money. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses, before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Heisenblade's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most empathetically active. Disturbingly, her report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Allagan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth. It has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, that will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Aw. Don't forget about us! It's like you said, Chief. We founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. Pouty! Look at that pouty face! I love that pouty face! As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Heisenblade. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove and as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than brief glimpse of briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allagan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Bring down the hammer. Not kidding. I have a feeling that little dialogue exchange was probably patch related. Like, they probably, spread it out. Oh, hello! Oh, look at you. Without your fancy red outfit. Such a terrible mess. Yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. So, this is the legacy of the Allagan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the Ultima weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. Ah, Nero. I believed the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Cid. Do not disappoint me. This guy thinks way too highly of himself. Yes, he's a pretty good genius in terms of the Garlean Empire and stuff, but yeah. Whoa, hello people, bye! Yay, alright, good stuff. Alright, now let's see. We can start, but the nice thing is we can start the next quest here because it's all here for us. Sycrus Tower, whatever. Yeah, I'll get it right eventually. Yeah, you can say it. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on this crystal tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the crystal tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Circus? I don't know. Actually, it could be pronounced circus, that'd be interesting. The Allagans called it. It's also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Cid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste. But I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Allagan civilization, sent by the students of Baldessian to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga? Rather unusual names for this day and age, if I may be forgiven for observing. But I digress. You claim to be here as the student's behest. We have received nary a word of your coming. I'm sure you'll not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? It is nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allagan eye as well? This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allagans, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Allag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine the circus tower to entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Heisenley, I should be much obliged if you would accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Heisenley. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. He's always got to be right there all the time. Alrighty. We have to go back where we were. Oh, I went the wrong way. Wrong way, this way. In we go. Okay, back on the mount. Let's go. There's Wedge, there's Biggs. Well, if it isn't Heisenley, eager to enter Sicker's Tower and kill everything inside, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. You friends from the students, you say? Excellent! It's been slow going, or rather, no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. So just follow me, I'll take you to him. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit. And a couple of new ones, besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Allag, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. You're gonna go lay down. Okay, well, take a good rest then. Don't sleep too long, though. Just kidding. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Yon rises Cypress Tower, the principal spire of the structure, collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8th Sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman. Respected. Elegant royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? Well, that's incredibly convenient. I love his look. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells. What is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable only to those of royal blood answerable, exactly as passed down through legend that I am delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero? You're still alive? Garlon. If I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is, for all intents and purposes, defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land, Eorthia, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know. starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alag's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Alagan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Alagan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? 'Twould seem the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Very well. Seven hells. Do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland. You know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An Alagan tombstone. It holds the information that I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. And that is nothing but a snake in the grass waiting to strike. That's all it is. What kind of strike will he give us? Well, you know. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambros, may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Alagan technology. This is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Alagan history. Pray bear with us. The Alagan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Alagan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energies it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into despair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alag to greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. Founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zande. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. The historical text mentions the reigns of two Allegan emperors named Zande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Zande returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more. And true to Amon's prediction, the emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allegan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zende turned his sights towards a forbidden source: darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness? Again? Seven hells. What is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. With that, you were right, Master Garlon. Alas, Emperor Zande is very much alive. Within Cypress Tower he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently from his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment this shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the towers below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Zande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zande awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. "'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Zande's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission, should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Zende, we struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Heisenblade Primrose, we are confident that we can end Zande's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldessian, among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So what will we do, Heisenblade? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. Yeah, I'm ready to beat some faces in. Let's go! Take my big axe, shove it up some crazy emperor's ass. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Hune and Doga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Sikr's Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Heisenblade, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of the Ages, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zande himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Sikr's Tower from the outside world. To work, then! Wait, there is something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean? You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. Allegan Eye, you called it, but to us it is the royal eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. Woohoo! Alright, Grahatia, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Sikr's Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure. Zande himself included, this will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Woohoo! Time to go kick a door down! Haha, let's go! gonna climb the tower. We're gonna go climb a tower. Woo! This will be fun and entertaining to say the least. Alright. But I need to take a break first before we tackle that. Unfortunately, it probably means there's going to be a little bit of a wait for a queue, but that's okay. That I shall return very shortly, and we will tackle the next part of this story. Be right back.